Hi! In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a story from Marianne Dubuc called The Postmouse's Vacation. Marianne Dubuc is another of my favorite authors. She's from Montreal, Quebec as well, just like Elise Grabel. And I got a chance to meet Marianne Dubuc in one of my classes when I was studying at university, and she was very sweet and very interesting to listen to. So she's an author and illustrator as well, like Elise again. So she writes the stories and she also draws the illustrations, and her illustrations are fascinating to look at. And I think that's what I like the most about her books. You can look at a single picture from her albums and you can look at it for hours because there's so many details in them, and she's the illustrator, so it's pretty impressive to see how much work and how much details she puts in her illustrations. So in this story of the Postmouse's Vacation, I am also inviting you to stop the video at any time and to really look at the illustrations, and you're going to see a bunch of things. In some of her books, you can even see some characters from other books, like let's say the Little Red Riding Hood can also find her way into the pages, or Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So sometimes she plays with characters and she includes them in her books. So it's always, Marianne Dubuc is really an author that you have to take the time to look at the illustrations to really enjoy and see how much work she puts into her drawings. So I hope you're going to enjoy this story, and I will see you back at the end of the video. Mr. Postmouse Takes a Trip by Marianne Dubuc. Hooray for vacation! The post office is closed and Mr. Postmouse is setting off on a trip with his family. He's bringing along a few parcels for delivery. A postmouse's runs are never done. See you soon, Milo. Goodbye, Lulu. Bye, Peep, Mr. Bear says to the mouselings. First stop, the forest. The mouse family visits Aunt Claudette, who lives in a cute little camper. Mr. Postmouse has a special delivery for her, of course. Milo sets up the tent while Mrs. Mouse stokes the cooking fire for lunch. Next, there is nothing like a day at the beach. Lulu brings a castle for Mr. Crab, and Peep is concentrating so hard on keeping his kite in the air that he doesn't even notice the ice cream truck. The adventure continues at sea aboard the Rosetta, a cruise ship famous for its opera performances and five-star restaurant. Careful, Milo. The sea is full of surprises. Then, ashore on a volcanic island, Mr. Postmouse makes a delivery to Tarzan before stopping by his friend Mr. Dragon's summer home for a visit. Volcano roasted marshmallows. That Milo is always peckish. Their trek leads the mouse family into the desert on camelback. It's scorching hot. Beside an oasis, Mr. Postmouse sets up the cooking pot, while Mrs. Mouse brings Mr. Lizard in a mysterious envelope. In the heart of the jungle, Mr. Postmouse and the mouselings are on a photo safari. Mind the roaming tigers. Mrs. Mouse delivers a package to a delighted Mrs. Winks. And then It's a quick city stop. Here's a pot of honey from your cousin Mr. Bear, says Milo to the other Mr. Bear. Mr. Postmouse enjoys a taste of Jake's cakes. But where has Pip scurried off to? After the hustle and bustle of the city, a relaxed mountain picnic is just the right thing. The marmots offer Lulu a cookie to thank her for bringing them their important parcel, bright and woolly winter socks. From the mountains to an ice field, the Mouse family will spend the night in the cozy igloo Mrs. Mouse is building. Brrr, Mr. Postmouse is happy to warm up at Mr. Polar Bear's with a cup of tea. Everyone takes to the skies to make one last delivery. Milo tests his jet pack. Zoom! He's off like a rocket. Pip prefers to travel by duck. Their vacation over, the Mouse family arrives home with a suitcase full of souvenirs from their amazing trip. Oh dear, letters have piled up at the post office. It looks like Mr. Postmouse will be off on his rounds again tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed the story of the Postmouse's vacation. Also the beautiful illustrations, right? So I hope you really took the time to stop and to look at all the different images in the story. Like I said, it's so fascinating to see how much details she puts in there. So for your little activity for after this book, I am inviting you to choose one of the locations that Mr. Postmouse went to and to choose where you would go on your vacation with Mr. Postmouse. So he visits a bunch of places. He goes to the forest, he goes to the beach, he goes even on a cruise ship. So what would be your perfect vacation? So choose one of the places that Mr. Postmouse went, and then you have to explain a little bit why that would be your perfect vacation. So you can do that either by writing it down and doing a little writing activity with a drawing, or you could do a short video explaining in English also what would be your perfect vacation from the locations that Mr. Postmouse went to. So I hope you're going to have fun, and I hope you're going to enjoy your vacation with Mr. Postmouse.